right now, is the Bible good for Africans or bad for Africans?
The Bible has a lot of good morals. I won't dispute that.
I'm coming. Is it good for Akabulans or bad for Akabulans, according to your words?
In terms of the originality and consciousness of Akabulans, the Bible is not for us.
The Bible, so it's not for us. Or
yes.
You have to add consciousness and weight to it.
Yes, that is the best way I can differentiate.
Why is it? Is it because you are also using it against your people?
I came through that ranks. So, and it wasn't easy for me to come to these terms. And I know that any believer listening to me who has not acclimatized to this level will not understand what they might even kill me for what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So I need to be very careful with how I explain things.
Really?
Yes.
How careful can you be?
So
you
that's
said
why
you
I'm
are for
saying,
the truth. If
yes.
you are for the truth, what is the carefulness?
Even the truth needs to be spoken well. Yes.
So what are you careful right now? Because I can now you're careful. Are you hiding anything?
In America, when it comes to our consciousness, the Bible is not for us.
So if anybody would dispute what you are saying, means the person is not conscious.
Yes. Okay. The person is still in that.
The clothes at all. Into so be exercise gullibility be or no who say
good
or you sleeper.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The awakening of the African will tell you that this is just a moral book to tame the African.
You are an apostle or you have
Yes,
quit?
I'm an apostle. No, I've not
You
quit.
Are still in church?
I've not been active in church recently because of some of these findings. Now, the reason why I still have the name apostle on me is because I'm still learning and I came from a certain level. I'm not saying that Christianity is bad.
We are not even asking whether it is bad or
good.
Wait. And we are not saying take the name away either.
Yeah.
It doesn't concern us.
So what I'm basically saying is that my prayer is the consciousness that is coming back now. It should continue like that. We saw the Chinese. Until recent times, there was nothing you could write home about China. Even Japan was superior to them. But when they started coming out of that low, now we saw what they are doing.
So what I'm asking right now is what do we do with the Bible right now?
So, like I said, the Bible is a book that was written to subdue us. So when we awaken,
you are awaking now, or you are sleeper?
For me, I'm awakened
now.
So
what do we do with the Bible, Osofo?
So what you just have to do is, if you still want to read the Bible, just take the good morals out of it.
So we didn't have good morals here.
We had it.
So what do we do with the Bible?
So you
you are set me awake. You can't answer this simple question.
No.
You place yourself in a category. So my questions are coming from that category. You place yourself. So answer this thing and let it be nice. What do we do with the Bible?
So the Bible should not be your focal point. That is what I'm going to say. I should say. It should not be your focal point of meditation.
Should we use Quran?
No. The Quran is also a human-engineered religion book. It's a human-engineered religion book.
So in total, as a conscious being, what do we do with religion?
Religion has no foothold in our consciousness. Our consciousness has nothing to do with religion. Religion is purely human-engineered. It has nothing to do with our consciousness. So if you are truly awakened, you get inclined to the awakening spirit in you. It is in you. What is in you is more than what is written in the Bible or the Quran or whatever. The truth is embedded in you.
So what do we do with religion and the books?
When you awaken to that consciousness, all these things will only be a side attraction. You become so truthful to yourself, you will not need any of these things to be able to come to self-actualization.
Okay.
Yes.
So in a simply put, you say, yes, you'll be a no say to for our Bible, and religion, then I'll be catching.
Okay, so I will be very straightforward with a person. That do not be so inclined to religion. It's human invented. But listen to your inner man which is the true you. Anytime you are going through some difficulty, trouble, or anything, listen to your intuition. What is in you? And then try and meditate. Whilst you meditate, get a sound. This is where the whole thing also lies. Avoid any other sound. Seek a sound that travels in a certain frequency. The universe travels on that frequency. So when you want to get inclined to the universe, you get some of these sounds. One of them, which technology has been able to capture, and I said earlier that there is no difference between science and then spiritualism. So when you incline yourself in a room and you close your eyes, whilst you meditate, the Chinese are masters of this. Now, whilst you meditate, with your eyes closed and your attention focused, you get this sound coming through. It sounds, that is how the original one travels. Now, when you start having that sound passing through you, then you know that you are connecting to the cosmos. So when you do that, anything that you want at that moment, you just connect to it. You just have to connect to it.
Why do I have to close my eyes?
Okay, so it's believed that when you close your eyes, it's takes your attention off certain things. If you're a master, you can do it without closing your eyes. If you're a master...
Anyway, it doesn't take your mind through off anything. It means you are trying to make the mind become nothingless.
Just
because until the mind becomes nothingless, it cannot create anything.
You cannot create anything, sure.
So that's the... Anyway, so right now, no, looking at Africa as people, and looking at religion and the books and our consciousness, how bad is it blocking us from getting our consciousness?
It is so bad. It is very, very bad to the extent that they've even made it clear by killing our predecessors who started this awakening process. Now, you don't necessarily have to be a prophet to lead people into this consciousness. What Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is doing now, I would say that man is the priest of Burkina Faso now. He's awakening his people through the political landscape. Bob Marley also did the same through the music landscape. Then we have Marcus Garvey, and then we have Patrice Lumumba. We have a whole lot of them. And all these people, Gaddafi, our own Nkrumah, these are people who were awakening the African conscience or consciousness. They picked them out and saw that if we don't deal with these people, they are going to do what? They are going to overcome us.
How long have you been in the church, and how many months?
Okay, so I've been a believer. I was baptized in 2013, but I've joined the church since 2002. That was when I consciously knew that I was a believer. Then in 2018, I was ordained as an apostle. But after I was ordained as an apostle, can I mention a church's name or not? Okay, so I was with ICGC, and then for so many years, then I moved to Perez Chapel, Ajinasari. So Ajinasari, I was there for almost 10 years. Okay, so I learned from the man a lot. But I saw that when I became a pastor, something within me was telling me that, wait, don't go this way. I have a job for you. Wait. So even though I was going to church, I was pulling back from certain things that I used to do in the church. I used to sing, prayer warrior, Sunday school teacher, technician. Like I was all around. Everything, church management, I was doing all those things. But after I was ordained, I saw that no, I could hear within myself that relax. I started a prayer meeting where I had about 70 people before the COVID. So I was just planning to start a Sunday service. And then that voice came again. Do not go into it I have a job for you. Do not go into this. Because one prayer that I believe I have prayed over the years sincerely is that the truth be revealed through me. That is all.
So how long?
Okay, for the church itself, I've not left the church per se, but I'm not active.
Like how
for
long
now?
For
the past 2 years now.
Okay, sure. You've been watching this show?
Yes.
So when you were in the church, they were saying a lot of things about me. What are some of the things you heard about me and the show?
Okay. Truthfully speaking, I've never heard anybody say anything about you in the church. But maybe probably other churches.
Other churches.
Yes, but the churches I mentioned, which is
ICGC. So you didn't hear any pastor, you didn't have any discussion with any pastor about Revelations platform?
No.
You yourself, you've been watching?
Yeah, I've been following a lot.
For how long now?
I think for the past 1 year, I've followed your distance, errands, and I must say, some of the people you bring here, it doesn't connect to what we are talking about.
That one, everybody is welcome, just like you are welcome.
But majority of the people who came here, I realized that, yes, they are awakening the black man or the Akabulan to who they actually were.
Okay, since the question I was asking them to get to somewhere, but the answer is okay. So you looking at your people, your pastors, your bishops, your apostles in church, what you just said that the Bible is not for us as black people. The word of God, as the Bible, is for a particular people, not for the whole world. Yeah. Okay? Are they aware of it or they are not aware? Are some of them aware or not? Or all of them are sleepers? That is one. Do you see consciousness in our bishops and our pastors when you mingle with them and you look at, because you know this person is conscious based on what he or she does. Do you see consciousness in them? If yes, percentage bay. Do you get it? I've asked 3 big questions together because I want to get the explanation where.
With all due respect, because I'm coming to speak to this question, with all due respect to the papas, the fathers, I think majority of them know this truth. I think majority of them have read beyond the Bible and they know some of this truth. But what I also think most of them are lacking is the boldness to come out and change the message. They are afraid of losing members. Me, for instance, I don't have any reputation to protect. I've not built anything. So once I see it, I've taken it up and I'm changing it. But they have built a lot over the years. And it will take a lot. You have preached over tithing. You have preached over salvation through Jesus alone for so many years. So now when you come back and you are saying, oh, it's not like that, it's like this, what do you think is going to happen? You will lose the masses. And that is what most of them are scared of. Take this man in Nigeria, for instance, Abel Damina. Abel Damina has started preaching in a way that is leading the African to a certain level of consciousness.
You believe in that?
Yes.
I think he's still using the Bible and he still has a church. So what's the difference?
So it's a gradual process.
Oh, how gradual? You are still using the Bible that you claim is not for us. So how gradual are you saying he's
Mami Grace, the thing is, you and I, at least we know a certain level of truth now. But there is somebody in the church. Even what I'm saying now, somebody is looking at us right now, he's insulting me.
Are you scared of the insult? No, that's the reason why
I'm saying that a lot of the fathers are scared.
That is the reason why I was asking you what you were hearing about me.
For you, I've not. No.
You said you've not heard anything, but it's good you've not heard anything.
Yes.
I'm asking you this because many have sat on this platform with this thing you are saying. The next thing, they've turned into beans. No. So I am just asking you a few questions. I'm downloading and putting everybody I see on this platform in my head to see, and I monitor. So if put the fear aside and continue with what you are saying, some of them know, but because of the members, and where are they taking the members to? Is the members what is the essence of the members? So because at the end of the day, what they are doing, it doesn't have grounds. It's not for us.
It doesn't have
grounds. So
what
are they protecting? Why are they protecting it?
What they are protecting is the truth And truth of all is that some of them, they don't have any business. They are not doing any other work. It's the church business.
Matthias, yeah.
Okay? So once you scatter them,
you are dead.
You are dead. You are gone. There is nothing. There is nothing. This is the truth. But they know. What I'm talking about, they know. But they will not. You see, some of the papacies, you see them, they are wearing certain rings. Okay? These rings, people said, oh, it's evil. It's not evil. It's a level of spiritualism. When
they
you
are
get
practicing
there,
in secret.
yes. When you get there, it's like an award that is giving you.
But they are telling us that men ko baby, men ready bibia.
That is it.
If
you start going now, they will lose you.
What can we do to help them? Because they also need help.
For me, I think since they know the truth, they should just come out and then conscientize them.
But you have given us the reasons.
Yes, they should just be bold and come out. Still, the African, when they are able to awaken the African will follow them. Go to the Volta region. Do you know why the Voltarians, I'm a Voltarian myself. I come from Sogakope, Dabala. Now, when you go to the Volta region, I traveled to the Volta region this Easter holidays. And then I saw those who believe in the African paganism, which the white man said, Ayabosonsom. Good. They went to church. Thousands of them. I saw them. Some cousins of mine also went. So I asked them, he just laughed at me and said, Gabi, we are so for Obaye. Mini who did it, mini who too said it. We are. So can I kill you? It's not the truth.
But is there consciousness in what they are also doing?
Yes.
What's the consciousness in them that is not in Christianity?
Good.
And what is between these people who are doing what you call
the
African
paganism or the African
and these Christians?
Yes.
You said there's consciousness in what they explain that one first, then I will add the next question to it.
Now, the consciousness in what they are doing is they have not left the fathers or the gods that protected the African or have been with the African. They are still with them. But what this Bible has done to those of us who are believers, with all due respect, I'm saying this, nobody should insult me, is that it has taken us out of our originality into a different domain that we are foreigners to. So when you see, they will come and tell you, oh, your gods are lesser gods. Meanwhile, they've taken them to their museums. They send their students to come and learn our pagan way of appealing to these gods. And then they ship them back and then go and appeal to these gods. Now, there is a documentary. I see it as a documentary, The American Gods. When they took some of our gods away and then wanted to use them to develop the American continent because they took black people from here. But these gods are not in agreement. So there is always, that's why you hear there is always chaos, there is always volcanic eruption. All these things, there is a reason why they are happening. They are not just happening.
So what is the consciousness in the killing of the goats and the sheep that you were talking about? Tell us, what is the consciousness in it?
Now, everything.
And do you believe our ancestors were doing that?
Our ancestors, some of them were doing that.
Some of them were doing
yes,
that. Who introduced those things to them? Don't contradict yourself.
I'm not contradicting myself.
Let me bring you back a little bit because I want this conversation to be easy. My bread, papa. What you say? My bread. So me person me chanti me. I was not around actually, but me cha. Inti me person ube messy way because according to you, you said our ancestors were not conforming in things of this place. They were just connecting directly from the divine.
For the divine.
Okay. You, the same person, is now telling us that some of our ancestors were my unkobi and come money straight. He's saying, now watch it, but I don't want to do that.
Oh, no.
One what saying, which I agree. Now you are also the same person. You are also saying that our ancestors, some of them were doing and there is consciousness in it. The same people that brought the Bible, brought the schnapps, they are doing poo. So tell me the consciousness in this. Christianity makes you to focus on Jesus, which is at least a human being like you and I. So they've not brought you down, because you and I know that from the metals or from the minerals came through to animals, and then plants, and then to humans, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You and I know this. You are a conscious person. So at least Christianity is telling people to focus on Jesus, who is a human being, at least, and yes, one level, which these people reduce you to animal killing and wood. That is higher than which and all that. So if you tell me there is consciousness in anything worship, because you call it African paganism, there is consciousness in it, and you said the Christianity there, yeah, I want to know the kind of consciousness that is in it, and why you said our ancestors were connecting directly. They were not conformed with anything, and now you are telling me some of them were doing this. You don't believe these same people introduced this to them, and you are explain. I think I'm asking so many questions.
When I started, I said that before the Anunnakis came here, there were our predecessors, okay, who were here. They had bigger skulls, and then they were huge in nature compared to the current human size now, which the Anunnakis altered to get this. Okay, now they were the ones that I termed that they were connecting to the cosmos. They were not inclined to the natural environment that was there.
And these people altered our DNA.
Yes.
So why don't you think they introduced the same thing to you?
Introduce what same thing to?
The African paganism you are saying. You don't believe these same people introduce it to you, it's foreign, because they altered your DNA.
No, they altered our DNA, but they couldn't alter our spiritualism. They couldn't touch it.
Okay.
That is why
but they were able to make some of us
good,
to submit some to bring some of us down to rule us. And what do you call that?
So that's what I call subversion. Okay. They were able to subvert us and change us to suit them, or to even become like a lesser part of them. That's why when you read the Bible, I said that he said what? The man has become like one of us.
So tell us the consciousness in African paganism. You call it by that name.
African paganism is actually the original source of worship by the Akabulan.
Give us the history.
When our forefathers, I wouldn't know how our forefathers got here, but I know that there was life on the African continent. Okay. Forget about the creation story. God created Adam and Eve.
Don't worry, you continue.
Good. But everything shows that there were humans here before this creation story started. Now, so that's why I'm saying that I wouldn't know what came about. But all that I'm saying is there was a bigger awakening, or something happened in the cosmos which brought to life some of all the life or the things that you are seeing around today. And humans are one of them. And the African is also one of them. Now, talking about sacrificing and then doing all those things, which they came and told us that is paganism and then those things. If the same Bible told us that God created everything and saw that it was perfect, that's the God of the Bible. It was perfect. And these things are the originality of the Akabulan. Then why are they now telling us by this same Bible that those things are paganism? They are not good.
I wanted to know the consciousness in it, because you said
yes,
there is consciousness.
There is consciousness in it.
So what is the
because it brings the African back to his original state.
Which is what?
Which is you not being inclined to what they are telling you, but inclined to the cosmos.
By killing animals.
No. The animal is what you are sacrificing
by
to your gods.
By using the shinap the same people brought.
That one is to the gods, just to appease them.
Wow.
Yes, just to appease them.
Okay, you are watching the biggest and the largest. Papa Sisiano. We are focusing on African consciousness.
Yes.
Our bishop, Niyaya, say they know.
Yeah,
but because of losing of members and all that, it will be difficult. 3 things I want you to address, then we bring the show to an end because we've passed these things. Yeah. What do we tell our pastors, bishops, from all those who are holding the religion thing here, you have said it emphatically that it will be difficult for us to gain our consciousness with that. 70% or even 90% of us are there. And you, as you said, they are not ready. So it means they are pretending. They are hypocrites, according to you.
Yeah.
So what can we do to get our people to have their consciousness? That is one. Okay. I want you to address the bishops, nankasa, and sanaba members, no, ankasa so almost. Okay? Address that. When you finish, then you go to our politicians, our leaders. Recently, Papa is organizing Thanksgiving and day and service for the election because it's something that God said they should do.
They should do.
So we are all going to go. Me, myself, I will go. Okay. Then we go and do the Thanksgiving as a concerned citizen. So to do it for us. So our leaders, looking at them, do you see consciousness in them?
Yeah,
that is
I
two.
See. Okay.
And then the last one, I want you to tell us, the God in the Bible is not for Akabulans. That is where almost 80% of our brothers and sisters are. Does it have anything to do with our situation as Africans? Because that's the God we are worshiping. They are big, but our time is past. The reason I've putting them together for you to address. So look into the camera, address them. When you finish, any advice you have,
yeah.
Now they are futu no atari now the social media handles and they atari to.
Okay, so thank you very much for your wrapping up questions. And then I will say that for our fathers or our church leaders, it's about time we start coming out boldly to tell the African church who we are, because the churches are different. So I am using this platform to plead with our fathers that it is time for us to come out and then tell the African that this is who you are, this is who you were, and this is where we are seeking or we are coming back from. Don't be too afraid that you will lose members. Even if you lose them today, once the truth continues, you will gain them back. Now, one of the ways we can do this and do it effectively well, I believe, is to change what we learn with our children or what we design for our children to learn. So if we can change the narrative and bring back the old consciousness of the Akabulan, then we have to start with our very little ones, like how the Chinese also started or did theirs. Now to our politicians, I know most of you are serving your European masters. So any true politician from the African perspective that rises, that person is being tamed down. But I'll plead with you that we are rising. We are gaining the consciousness. If you are a political leader in this era, rise up to the task. Tell yourself that I am an Akabulan, we have our values, and we have what we were made by. So we are going to stand by those values and lead our people. Pastors came through the Bible. They are not bad people. They are moral teachers. The same way with our pagan leaders. So if you're a political leader and you are going to engage these people, I see it as wisdom. Because when you go into a land and they tell you that despite being a believer or a follower of Christ, and there is a chief or a king in that land, the wisest thing you can do is to visit that palace and then talk to the king or the chief while you are in his or her land. It doesn't change anything from you. It is a way of communication and awakening that, oh, I'm here. So let us not put disparity between us or between us because of this religion thing. Religion is man-created, but our consciousness is something that man never created. It is spiritual, it is what it is from the beginning. So let us see ourselves in that way. And I believe that at the end of the day, just like the way others are awakening, we can also realize ourselves and conscientiality. So I thank you very much for...
You didn't touch base with the last one.
Okay, the last one.
What to do with the Bible and the...
Yes, so the Bible. What to do with the Bible? I believe when you come to your consciousness, the Bible will not be a point of reference anymore because you have everything in you. You have everything like the internet in you. Whatever you are seeking, you will just connect to it, and then you will have it. The Bible is a carefully crafted religious book. And I told you from the beginning that religion is a man-invented thing. So if Bible is acclimatized to religion, then we should also understand that the Bible was also written by man. And I said earlier that if the Bible is the word of God, then man is not supposed to have a voice in there. The devil is not supposed to have a voice in there. But here lies the case that we have a lot of men speaking in the Bible. We have the devil speaking in the Bible. So what makes it the word of God? That is a question you have to answer if you are a believer yourself and you read the Bible and you see all these things. So thank you very much.
So the God that talks to them, now God said, which God is that?
So that's what I'm saying. The gods are many.
So they don't know what is talking to them because according to them, the God of the...
So they pick the people from different cultures and they brought experiences together and crafted it.
I get the Bible, but the pastors, those who said God told me...
They are using familiar spirits.
Familiar spirits?
Yes. Familiar spirits.
Hey!
Majority of them use familiar spirits.
Your time, Nash.
Yes.
Your last words to the youth, and then you add your social media handles.
Yes, so the youth also, if it's going to start, it will have to start with that. That's why I'm saying you have no reputation to lose, like our fathers. So if this consciousness is coming to you, do not keep your voice down. Talk to as many as are awakening and get the masses to get involved. And I believe that in the next decade, probably or more, we will assume a certain appreciable level of consciousness that will start moving the African in his true originality and ways of life. And I think we will not be in the clutches of all these white man created religion thing, but we will become true to ourselves. And if you want to know more about me, I'm not too loud on social media, but if you want to know more about me, you just go on Facebook and type Apostle Sedem, or TikTok Apostle Sedem, Instagram Apostle Sedem, and then you get a little about me over there. I pray that out of the consciousness that we are seeking, you will be enlightened to know the truth. And when you know the truth will set you free. Thank you very much.
Don't thank us yet. Let me ask you a very funny question.
Yes, Auntie Grace.
You said you were a conscious being, right?
Yes.
And you talk...
I'm gaining my
consciousness. You are gaining.
Yes.
So when you put you should place yourself in a category.
Yeah.
You will say you were a consciousness being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as a conscious being, answer this question from a conscious perspective.
Yeah.
What do you say about gayism and lesbianism?
Okay, so gayism and lesbianism, some say it was a creation error that happened during the time they were trying to create man. Okay, they tried. That's why I said that Africa was seen as a lab, and the Bible is telling us it's a garden. It was actually a lab where they were trying all sort of things to see if they would get a perfect human being. First, I believe they created man so that man could be two in one, the man and the woman. So that thing, that blueprint has been there, or it was taken by some other familiar spirits. So when you go to them for children or those things, they try to bring those blueprints back into the system because it is there. The traces, the pattern is there. Once it lands on it, it has to show. And that is what has traveled among us. These people, I wouldn't say they are bad people. It's just a creation error that brought them to that level, and they are still living among us. So let us not see them as a bad people, but let us draw them to ourselves through love. Show them love, talk to them.
But they are error people. They are error, creation error.
True
it's
creation.
Okay. I wanted to know what your mind about that.
Yeah.
But you've made your statement very clear that they are creation error.
Yes.
That one is just a straightforward case. Abusia, African consciousness is a whole lot. It's a whole lot. This is what brought us from the church to African paganism. I'm using his words. That, oh yeah, I had the church in and nananum also went everywhere. I am leaving this for all of us as a question. Like I said, we share abodium pejemua, abodiemu empejemua, free sebe metals and minerals no so and a baya, ne ba soil, ne baya, and a ebedu animals, ne baya, ne ebedu nuya, and ebedu animals, and a baya, ne bedu nipa. Inti onipa ehwe de ekosoro like opejani mu ekosoro nti na creation afo no kra wo gidie bi se onipa ambo ne bere yie no owu a na oba back akare ma betimi ama na dane aboa na eche se we reduce from nipa abusuya mote ase nti so onipa edane aboa a wa beye we reduce wakọ what you say we reduce and no reduce kodua a we reduce kra no kwa what you say de keke ka ho ne ade enti sesi anu a ye ka worship asem na ye si ye fi asori ne yakọ nananom ho na ye ndua ne ade na are we reducing ourselves or what are we actually doing? And we should rather be in the church. Where a question and I'm not talking about it's just a question I'm asking because broni or the Bible ibaya who complain the same broni or the shinap ibaya ye tutu ni way. Now Bible no sumwa kwa ugo Abraham no muni okeka according to you Bible is for them. And so Abraham no muni ade na Abraham na ne papa bosom no otom.
Good.
Inti bosom semi na efiri omo ho but we say no ya African paganism. Inti abusuya where a question na me jama ye nyina so bi wo ho betumi abet tackle this topic na mama I will be so happy. Ombra no bet tackle my abusuya I am going through examination writing and all that inti me ncha da anye stable ewo aha papa enu nti na say show na it say mu nya bi no but mo maye ho so me ne mu nyina akasa say bibi foforo bi a obi start bi a no ntwen na me ni ntwem na on the same way we are also slow because we are putting a lot of things together. Inti bear with us if you don't get episode nothing has happened. We have great shows. You're placing niyama bigger things are even coming. But sisi ano de mo maame abrewa me three exams inti me school my ehye. Inti me nhyɛ da anye stable ewo ahanom nti na ate wunya bi na wo nhwɛ nti we de me to nkra na ma wa na to obi a why worried about us no don't worry cry ya mawiase aye din yet say snakes no say wonte ye nka ye woro ye ho say ye yeti ana che say new skin new show everything bibia ekoso ediniama etoto na kwan. So my brother, thank you so much for coming. We do appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's a long way. I think you have a long way to go and I wish you all the best and I pray you end well in the journey you have taken. Don't be afraid of the insult. Some will beat you and all that, but it's a choice you've made. So whatever comes with it, bear with it. And then you said you want to be truthful and easy. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching your biggest and your largest. Don't forget, I am the mother of all spiritual platforms. When I keep quiet, everywhere is quiet. Shut. When I start talking, everywhere is hot. Shalom. Peace.